What is up, everybody, and welcome to Studio de Jefre, where today I'm just going to give you a way too early on February 1st list of guys that I think are potentially your Dallas Cowboys first-round pick, and who I'd like it to be as well. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to make my face smaller on this video, and I am going to show you my draft board so far. I have watched about, between 25 and 30 guys now. And so I can tell you who you want to be the next Dallas Cowboy, or who I want to be the next Dallas Cowboy. And you should listen to me. You should trust me. Here's our board. As you can see, your boy is not very good at Excel. Looks very generic. Names that I think will be relevant and will matter. I got a little bit of a Jerry Jones AT&T Stadium effect here, too, with the sun coming through the window. Some of these names, depending on how much you keep up with the draft, how big a draft nerd you are, you're probably aware are unlikely to be available for the Cowboys. That would include, like, when my offensive tackle group over here, right? Evan Neal is likely to be a top 5 pick. Ike Ekwonu, the NC State offensive tackle, is likely to be a top 5 to 10 pick. Charles Cross, Penning from Northern Iowa. I think there's a decent chance all 4 of them are gone before the Cowboys go on the clock, but I won't guarantee it because that is a fool's errand when you just say, oh, they're all going to be gone. But Aiden Hutchinson, Michigan defensive end. Kayvon Thibodeau, Oregon defensive end. They'll be gone. That'll happen. Now, the other names, I'm going to give you a handful because one of them, at least, will be available. 3 names on the offensive line that I believe are relevant for the Dallas Cowboys. I added a third one as of last night. But Tyler Linderbaum, the center from Iowa, is probably my favorite center prospect that I've ever watched. He's not a huge human for a center, but what is it? He's 6'3" or 6'2", 290 some odd pounds. Jason Kelce was 280 pounds when he came in the league. Linderbaum is Jason Kelce. He is a perfect prospect outside of not being a road grading mauler of a blocker. Other than that, he's perfect. Tyler Linderbaum. Next, Kenyan Green. This is a Texas A&M offensive lineman. He played right tackle, left guard, right guard last year. He played all of them. I think that he is most suited to playing guard, and he is quite good at it. But you'll get versatility, and you will get a guy that even for a 320-pounder, give or take, is incredibly flexible, strong. So many of the things you want from an offensive lineman. Can make all sorts of different blocks. I love how easy knee bend is for him. So he's able to get underneath guys and punch and move. Kenyan Green, very, very good. The new name I'm adding to the list today, after watching him last night, is Boston College's Zion Johnson. I see a bunch of people, or at least some of the ranking websites and some of the draft simulators. Yes, I've already started. YouTube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh. I've already started mock drafts. He's like available on all of them. I don't know if that'll be realistic because, again, just watching his tape, Zion Johnson is absolutely worth the 24th overall pick. He was a left tackle in 2020. He was a left guard last year. And he is quite good. He's one of the best sustainers of blocks I've ever seen. And by that, I mean, when an offensive lineman begins blocking a guy, the defensive lineman would like to get free, go make a play. Zion Johnson does not come off of those blocks. When he gets connected, he stays connected. He's very good. So those are 3 offensive line names to know for the Cowboys. Kentucky's Darian Kennard. I don't think I would go at number 24, but he's also interesting. I'll talk about more players later. Next names worth remembering. Jamison Williams, Alabama wide receiver. 4-3 guy, burner, but more than just a burner. Good hands, good after the catch. Garrett Wilson, Ohio State wide receiver. Good after the catch. Violent runner, even though he's not big. Like, his running would remind you kind of the way Dez runs, where you're like, man, that dude looks like he runs with authority, except he can also stop and change direction faster, and he's not going to high point a ball like Dez did. Dez was a monster. Chill out. But Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, 2 wide receivers. George Karlaftis, Purdue, defensive end. Dude is just a wild man. I believe that he won't test great athletically in terms of like your 3-cone drill and your shuttles. But on tape, boy, he is just relentless, and his hands keep working, and they're powerful, and so he ping-pongs off blocks and into the backfield. Karlaftis is a good player. Purdue, George Karlaftis. Trayvon Walker, Georgia, edge. I know our buddy Dane Brugler at The Athletic loves Trayvon Walker as a prospect. I think he has him as like a top 10 guy. I'm not that sold, but I do recognize the tools. Like, he's got the length you want at defensive end. He's able to extend on blockers. He can hold the edge. He moves like a linebacker. I just haven't seen the pass rush that I would want from a first-round defensive end, and that's why maybe at 24 you'd have a chance. Maybe. Nakobe Dean, Georgia, linebacker. One of the best instinctual linebackers I've ever watched, maybe the best. Much like Nick Bolton last year, the Missouri linebacker, when the ball is snapped, Nakobe Dean is moving the right direction, and he's moving the right direction before anyone else on the field. He's always correcting teammates. He's a supercharged Nick Bolton. He can cover. He's a really good blitzer, and the dude is hell in the run game. He's just everywhere, and he can fly. I love Nakobe Dean. Devin Lloyd is a different version of the same thing as Nakobe Dean. This is Utah linebacker. Instead of 6 foot 225, he's 6'3", 235. Makes a ton of plays in the backfield. He's able to sort of work his way through, not the same way. Like, he's not the same explosive mover that Nakobe Dean is, but he is longer, which helps when he's covering tight ends. He made a bunch of plays in the backfield. He's another really good player. So it's 2 linebackers. Daxton Hill, Michigan. I list him as a safety. He kind of played nickel for them last year and safety. It depended. If there was 2 wide receivers, he played safety. If there was more than 2, he played slot corner. And he can fly. I think as a cover guy, if you wanted him to play slot corner, there's probably work to do in terms of technique. But, man, he does have a smooth pedal. He runs like the wind. He's physical. He's smart. Daxton Hill, candidate at 24. And I would throw in Jaquan Brisker, Penn State, safety. He's just super well-rounded to me. He's incredibly physical. He's 6 foot. He's over 200 pounds. He can cover. He can play a deep half. He's all over the field. He will occasionally get fooled by things happening in the backfield, like woohoo, but he is just incredibly solid is what I love about Jaquan Brisker. I don't see a big weakness in his game anywhere. So there you go. There's a bunch of candidates for who the Cowboys could pick at number 24 overall. You have my permission to tell me which one you like the best at youtube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh in the comments. And I will see you guys on the radio, actually on the draft show. The draft show coming up, in 1 hour, which means I got to go. So remember, why do I always forget? Probably the ADHD or the depression or the anxiety. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. I love you. Bye.